Mold is a fungus that is found everywhere, but it thrives in areas that are warm or have a lot of moisture. It is found in the air and can grow on organic materials like wood, paper, paint, adhesives, and even layers of dirt or dust on concrete, plastic, glass, and metal. Unlike plants, it does not require sunlight to grow. Not all mold is dangerous, but some are capable of causing numerous health problems. Someone can be exposed to mold through inhalation, skin contact, or ingestion. A vast majority of health-related issues caused by mold are allergic reactions such as irritations to the respiratory system, skin, eyes, and nose. It can aggravate more serious respiratory issues such as asthma, emphysema, and COPD. The elderly, young children, and individuals who are immunosuppressed are at the greatest risk for health problems caused by mold. Some types of mold release mycotoxins that can cause severe diseases and illnesses. The most serious type of mold that does this in Indiana is Stachybotrys. Stachybotrys needs a lot of water to grow. In fact, most common indoor molds appear as a direct result of water damage. Before the Mapleton Fall Creek area became populated, it was swampland, and when it did begin to become populated, homes were not required to be built with sump pumps or perimeter drains, which are designed to pull water away from the home. The area now has a lot of impenetrable surfaces like concrete, so water builds up and doesn't have anywhere to go. The storm drains that are in place in order to prevent flooding often get clogged by runoff trash. So to keep water flowing into the storm drains, they must be cleaned regularly. An expert affiliated with Indiana's Waterways has informed us that it is the responsibility of the individuals living in the neighborhood to keep storm drains clean, which is widely unknown. There are currently no EPA regulations or standards for mold and no threshold limit values for airborne concentrations of mold as there are in many other countries. All research on mold and health is ongoing and limited. Despite this, we are trying to help the Mapleton Fall Creek community by spreading awareness and providing free mold testing to community members. We started our project by handing out flyers at various community events and door-to-door. Once we had some participants, we started the actual testing, which took place at the residence of the participant. We examined mold spore counts using the viable spore trap method. This method includes taking air samples from the area and using an air pump and media that can catch the mold from the air. This media will then grow the mold for about a week. An outside control was taken, as well as many indoor samples from the living area and basements or other affected areas.
So this machine right here is what we use to collect air samples with. It's called a Burkhardt spore trap, and how it works is it has an air pump, and when we open this, it starts to pull air from the room, and it puts it on this plate right here. Now, any mold spores that are being pulled with the air go through into these tiny little holes, and if they're alive, they will start to grow on that media. And so push this on to open the pump up, turn it on, and we let that run for 5 minutes, and that will collect 100 liters of air in the surrounding area. So after we collect your samples, we set them in our hood and let them grow for a few days. So mold starts to appear on these plates after about 3 days, and we let them grow for a week. This one has been running for 5 days, and as you can see, there's already some mold growing on it. And so after 7 days, we count all of these colonies, and we'll compare that to your outside sample that we also took. And in that comparison, we'll be able to tell if there's any indication of a mold problem in the house.
When we were in a building with visible black mold, we took a tape lift, which was then identified in our lab using a microscope.
This is the microscope we use to look at your tape samples. As you can see here, this is a picture of Stachybotrys. And this is what Stachybotrys looks like under the microscope.
Despite the lack of research, there are some organizations taking action against mold or are interested in helping people affected by mold. The Marion County Health Department has various sanitation standards that, if violated, could lead to a citation on the property owner or the tenant. Complaints can be made to the Marion County Health Department. There is an entity called Christian Legal Services located here in Indianapolis who wants to advocate for renters who might be in a tough situation with mold and a landlord. The CDC and Indiana State Health Department recommend cleaning mold with bleach or soap and water and a brush. This does not actually clean up mold. While it may clean the surface mold, it does not clean the mold that may have grown deeper into the surface. In order to truly clean up mold, one should completely remove the affected area at least a foot past where the mold is visible. Cleaning storm drains will be a big help in preventing flooding, which in turn will help prevent mold. As was said earlier, not many people know that it is the responsibility of the individuals living in a community to keep storm drains clean. Another factor that could help prevent problems with mold is adding EPA regulations such as threshold limit values for airborne concentrations of mold. And obviously, more research needs to be done.